This is a little book of collage illustrations that I made. There was actually, most of this book was written in the 1980s and was put away in a closet for a long time. I took it out this year and decided it was time to finish it. We could talk about that maybe later. For now, I'll just let it speak for itself. It's an ABC book, but it's offbeat. I think I'll start by reading the intro. I also, here at the beginning is a definition of anomaly, which I'm sure you all know, but just to reiterate, it's something different, abnormal, peculiar, not easily classified. And this is the intro. This book, an accounting that looks at some cases, though rather astounding, just hints at the traces of things long suppressed. So pull up your laces. Dear reader, you've guessed how the heart and mind races when an artifact rests on such lost, freaky faces, etched onto pages that memory chases. Each letter gets spent as the reading embraces the facts, the events, the acts, and the spaces where darkness defines the light it encases. The gist of this alphabet rests in these places. I'm going to start with B. B is for bulimic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, thank you. Artwork. Dressed in blue and apricot. You all see it? Dressed in blue and apricot. She's sitting cooped up in one spot, never going anyplace, just sipping soup that's piping hot. In garments of brocade and lace, she savors every scalding taste. She's sitting in her best attire, curtained by her rare desire, certain in her costume royal as each spoonful turns to fire. Sipping soup that's at a boil, her complexion starts to spoil. They say she ate to satiate an urge she had to satiate 10,000 bowls of consommé while strapped into a bustier. With soup and pretty clothes to wear, she settled in her favorite chair, a burnt tongue and a scalded lip, a ruined face and ruined hair. Around, another sip. Her appetite's a Mobius strip. Today she ate a giant crock, 10 quarts of boiling chicken stock. And when she couldn't keep it down, she said, "This soup's a stinking pox." She fled to change her soiled gown, then came back for another round. The way she ate the fatal plate, 'twas too late to regurgitate. In her emaciated way, she ate herself to death today. I is for incomprehensible. And it is. His portrait clearly shows, as a warlord goes, he's fishy. How he rose, heaven knows. I only know I wish he weren't posed so, or is he? Thinking makes me dizzy. This predator keeps saying, go beyond the wishy-washy when your enemies you're slaying. No friend to me. I thought he ought to pay. Or ought he? Nasty thoughts have got me. His attitude reveals he's steel, not goody-goody. How he deals with his meals conceals the good he could be if he could feel. But could he? Have you understood me? This is O. O stands for omnivore. Look, 2 killers in the thatch, Jacques and Aloysius. The third one, Satchel, is no match, but Jacques and Al are vicious. See, Satchel hunts this little patch. His appetite's malicious. And Jacques and Aloysius catch whatever Satchel wishes. At last, the big thing starts to hatch, looking most suspicious. It reaches out, first Jacques to snatch, then squishes Aloysius. So, Satchel's hatchet is dispatched, a failure most auspicious. It spits it out, then snatches Satch, and finds him most nutritious. 3 nasty men gone in a flash. Yes, power is delicious. It's called P is for pathological. In Zelda's room there is a screen. She keeps her pets behind there. An invitation were you keen would mean you'd better mind there. Her guests to be in steady streams were history behind there. Zelda's siblings, when last seen, regretted what they'd find there. They met those pets extremely mean, and Zelda none the kinder. At last count, no less than 15 had disappeared behind there. When Zelda's folks found out her scheme and what she had designed there, she pushed them in, the little fiend, and told her pets to dine there. As one choked on her mother's spleen, another ate Dad's hinder. Then Zelda made a party scene all by herself behind there, and when her pets made Zelda scream and started in to blind her, her screams were meaningless. It seems no one was left to find her. This is Q for quacksalver. Quacksalver later was shortened to the word quack. Dr. Proctor doesn't do what other doctors do to you. Dr. Proctor doesn't pry in your throat, your ear, your eye. Dr. Proctor's specialty is treating abnormalities. If you're craving doom and gloom, you may enjoy his waiting room. Dr. Proctor makes no fuss, feigning interest, draining pus. Lancing lump or healing lesion, Proctor never sees a reason. If you ask for explanations, Proctor loses all his patience. To practice such malfeasance begs of Hippocratic treason. So here's an explanation why the doctor loses patience. Proctor does not diagnose you as much as deadly dose you. With a hypo or a gas, Proctor slaughters you and fast. Or does he twist it, you decide, into assisted suicide? Okay, this is R for raptor. One night last July, from a pale sky, did fly to the garden that's edged by a lawn, a gray bird of prey that deigned to waylay on an urn by the old lily pond. The hired guy died when it pecked out his eyes, and the gardener ran for his life. The owner's a goner, while going to warn her. That's how it got to his wife. Their children, perplexed, turned out to be next, and the nanny did not stand a chance. The maid, unprotected, was quickly dissected, and now it resides in the manse. You've heard not a word about this curious bird on the verge of a murderous dawn, but no one's immune to its gruesome tune, and I've learned it's beginning to spawn. This one seems rather timely to me. It's X is for xenophobic. This bishop on Thanksgiving had all his guests delighted by serving things they'd never seen that whet the appetite. It was then that something happened that got them quite excited. A stranger walked in, unannounced, and sat down, uninvited. Threatening with a knife, his grace, whose temper was incited, said, "Who let you in this place?" The stranger answered, "I did." "Go back at once, you cannot stay." The bishop had decided this foreigner would have to pay. He'd see that he was spited. Trust me when I tell you, his grace saw things were righted, and when he grabbed the alcohol, his plan was expedited. He hurled it with precision. It drenched where it collided. Guests heard him say, "Desserts flambé," and the stranger was ignited. This one also feels appropriate to me in today's world. This is called Y is for Yackers. One's a lawyer, one's a politician, arguing about some damn petition. Their ambition, built on contradiction, bristles with the friction of their diction. One's a shyster, and one, in addition, is a grafter in a high position. Both presumed to be above suspicion. With legal aim, words are ammunition. Mad dogs have a better disposition. What has got them into this position? The answer will require repetition. One's a lawyer, one's a politician.